Lima Obibia Aquawa, Hadia, latest and hot news, qua enamide, bravo. Anuti, so we don't subscribe, or more say over subscribe to the channel. The way I say over click a subscribe button. Now, what barely notification. Where is that? New video be uploaded when the first person was up a video. I think we are now one like video, no give us a thumbs up. Now, share my offer for us now when you be here now, who and summer echoes. Ewo Ghana memohano. Afi yebura eye sema abeto yepunsu. Niti eye sa story ya ababutuga. Niti sansi.
We are not supposed to be negotiating about this. This is something that people are demanding. That the Electoral Commission, they need to open up their books for us to do a forensic audit of the register. Because the NDC has been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt to say the register is not credible. They have been able to make a case for themselves. Emma, Isi Ababo Bekache Ghana for say, yes, the things or the issues the NDC raised, they are being corrected. No, we want to be part of the correction making. Because you cannot cause the problem, stay in your home and tell us you have corrected it. What if you didn't do it? All that the NDC is asking, and every single Ghanaian, Yebusan said, we want to be part of the correction making, because if the NDC had not brought out these the abnormalities, we wouldn't have known, say, almost 300,000 people. Almost 300,000 people. And abana yekotuno yewi omabeshimana say you free. So we need to get some things clear. The Electoral Commission needs to understand. Say their principles are yedi govern every institution, and they are not above the law. The Mensa led NPP Electoral Commission, they are not above the people of Ghana. When the people of Ghana charge, Mensa and Bosman, they will be burnt alive. But that is not what democracy teaches us. That is not what democracy stands for. Democracy didn't say, I will say Obiya Nafa, no Obiya Kuma Tony Yim. So one party and I say, Obey use what they have to suppress the other part in the name, say it is democracy. It will never work. And that is what we have been talking about. So the demonstration today, it has told the world to say the Electoral Commission of Ghana, no matter what we want to be done, they want to steal the elections. They want to rig the elections. In the next 3 days, Mensa and his group of criminals at the EC, they need to come out and open up their books for all of us to see what is in there. Now, there's something I want to tell you. You see, I'm going to say this, and Ebia, Nipa Bibri, Ebejun say Kelvin, the Americano. The reason why Mensa
you are watching
and
Hot News TV on YouTube.
Don't want to do this as simple.
You are watching
and
Hot News
to be very
TV
fair with
on
you,
YouTube. Hot all time.
Will never do the auditing. They won't do it because say be books we will get to know say Akufo Addo's 2020 election or winning and you're legitimate. They know say the moment they open their books for forensic auditors to come and look at the numbers from 2020, we will all get to know say Nana Akufo Addo 2020 elections we win. That is the reason why the EC is caught in a mess. They don't know what to do. Because now, we will have to use the first register, not 2023, they are near the better to end the The reason why they are not allowing this, they don't want to allow it, and they say, the moment they open the books, Ghana for near Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. And we have all known, we've known for all this while, Nana Akufo Addo, they don't win the 2020 elections. The elections, the verdict was stolen. And EC knows say register near the 2020 elections and you're credible. Now the moment they open up the register, everyone will know say Mahama won the 2020 elections. That is why they are saying say forensic auditors now independent and they can fix the problem. In the NPP for communicators, NPP for executives are the EC is an independent body. They should be able to do their own auditing. No, the reason why they don't want any independent minded institution to be part of the forensic auditing, and they say the moment they open the books, we will know Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. And the moment that happens, the country will go down. Now, are you understanding? So, there is a reason. And in the 2020 elections, she could not give exact the winning numbers. And in the didn't call court to say, Omeka the Obienya and Obia Sorin she could not do it because the register was bloated. Because the numbers in the register, about 20% were not supposed to be in the register. They stole numbers and they inserted in the register and they forced Akufo Addo and the NPP to get the numbers they got. Reality or realistically, Nana Danko Akufo Addo did not win the elections. The NDC won. John Mahama won. And the reason why Mensa Eka said they will not do it, that's why people are asking a simple question: what will you lose? Because this audit, you are not paying for it. There are international agencies who are willing to put millions of dollars inside for the forensic audit to be done. Senebea, we can protect our democracy. So what is stopping Mensa? If the Electoral Commission's motto or whatever they say they stand on is integrity, transparency, and bullshit now, why is she preventing transparency? It is because Mensa a mistake. Now say Obia registered you said the Supreme Court is an illegal institution. See, Mensa ni boss man mo. They know say some beer books munde say any Ghana for you register anymore. We will get to that point. Obiabe said the Supreme Court led by Enini Abuano, it was a criminal court. And then we will all come to the realization or the fact say Akufo Addo and the NPP never won the elections and that John Mahama won. These two things, Mensa would never open the register. And anything I make a say 2020 elections, it is not negotiable. It is not about Yakotuaba. It is about taking power and giving to the NDC. Listen, the 2024 elections it is not about going there to exercise your franchise or whatever. And it is about you going to vote and taking the power by force to give to John Mahama. Because these people, from 2016 ever since every election they've won has been a rigged election. Every election. It Mensa omu push back. Now Ghana for bebre say why is this so complicated? It's so simple. It is simple for you. It is easy for you. But in your eyes, no one is say, oh, where there's a simple job. I don't know. No, it's a big deal. Akufo Addo is not a legitimate president. It is Mensa beer books only Mensa no be Jáil. Akufo Addo today we can impeach him and take him out of office. The Supreme Court that shouldered Mensa and Akufo Addo for Akufo Addo to be illegally made president, the Supreme Court to take a hit into what we are trying to find. It is basically like we are trying to poison three institutions. We are going to poison the EC, we are going to poison the Electoral Commission, and we are going to poison the Supreme Court. These three institutions, Mensa they protect your munina. So what is left right now is that Mensa, hold on to this. Let us cross the elections. NDC winia, we all walk out. Send your bear, they will not go back to Akufo Addo's illegality. Say Mensa beer books to see Akufo Addo will be out of office in 2 days. I'm telling you. Into the demonstration you saw, it shows that the people are ready to kick this government out. It hurts me say there are some people in Ghana who have voices and most of them are quiet, but we can see clearly say
watching Hot News TV on YouTube.
What is going on is wrong. But you see something, this is the turning point in our democracy. We need to insist say ECBB registering. Say a percent democracy you sustain you protect or mind we are. Say you side we are, it will be tough for us to protect our democracy. So every Ghanaian should understand say this register needs to be opened. It needs to be audited. Bonnie bienwa say this we are not supposed to close our eyes to any kind of sin. Bonnie ya bonnie. So we need to get to the bottom of this matter. We need to get to the bottom of what holds our democracy together. Because I am finding chrono and bonia. Some people in the Supreme Court, some people at Electoral Commission, and the executive. We will still be heading towards doom because Mensa will be handed over poison to us to eat and die. Because Mensa or the Tibukuya near elections, not John Mahama winia. The next elections will be chaotic because she has already put the poison in the food. For us to be able to save this nation and recalibrate the system well before 2025, we need to insist that Mensa and the EC open the books for all of us to audit that book. Registering there, a must. We need to demand for the forensic independent auditing of the EC register. One thing that is supposed to be done. Because that means 2028, it will be bloodier. Mensa just wants to hand over poison to us. Because everybody knows that John Mahama win the elections. Now, after John Mahama wins the elections, the next election, how are we guaranteed to say the elections any chaotic? We need to solve the problem now. We need to solve the problem today. And the only way we can solve today's problem, the crime that we see ahead of us, the disaster, the doom that is ahead of us, we can solve that problem today. Let's start thinking as humans. That problem, that civil war, that war, that destruction, that destabilization of a nation, we should be able to stop it today. And Jane Mensa and the EC, they have to open the books. I have must. There's no negotiations here. We are not supposed to negotiate with the EC. It is our birthright to know who is qualified or are qualified to vote in Ghana's elections. It's our right. And anytime I catch Ghana for say what you saw today on the streets of Ghana, the demonstration you saw today on the streets of Ghana, it is not just about those people you saw. It is about the future and democracy of this nation. The people came out to fight for us. See, I'm a Mensa we be book me say the reason one person we be book say we are 2020 elections name. About 400,000 names on the go election, on the go register name. And I'm say Akufo Addo ewini omo boa. Akufo Addo nim say Mensa be book ni say Kim on the president over 24 hours he be tuno. Akufo Addo knows. The Supreme Court knows. And anytime Mensa said no matter what, they are not going to open the book, but we need to force them. And they say Jakre they be try to ease mo say twetum because say anya sadie na we are basically postponing our death. Yewo na ye tu asheda. That's a fact. We are postponing our death because a wo na ebe win in there and na ye tu asheda. And Mensa and the eku yende na o2 a wo or my poison, slow poison to die in 2028. Indeed, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is something we need to take serious. And I applaud every single Ghanaian. Opia Bontinika say, I need to protect my democracy. I need to protect my life. I need to make sure the right thing is done. What has happened over the past 8 years, we need to stop. We need to recalibrate the system. And then the ginger Ghana for all over the country to come out today to say the EC. We are talking about one individual who is supposed to bow to we the people. Jane Mensa is one person who is supposed to bow to us. So what is stopping us from making sure this woman bows to us to open the books for us to see what is in it? And Jane Mensa is basically has putting us in a position where we are dead. She is just postponing our death. We need to stop this death today. You can stop it by opening the books, by making independent auditors audit the EC register. I swear to God, the massacre that we will experience in 2028, we will not rise again as a nation. And so people say, it is because they bloated the register in 2020. It is because the register we used in 2020, Akufo Addo knows the number he got wasn't the number he was supposed to get. The reason why she doesn't want to open the book today is because she knows the Supreme Court that was led by Edini Yabua, they basically illegally protected her in court. And I'm telling you, the current Chief Justice, she was on that panel. She also knows the kind of things they stopped from letting us know that Jane Mensa lied to Ghanaians. That is why Madam Tokonu, with the rest of the guys, prevented Jane Mensa from entering the box to tell us who and what numbers each person got. That is why today Madam Tokonu is the Chief Justice. Because today, if the Mensa even opens the books, Madam Tokonu is questionable. The Chief Justice of Ghana say a registered Madam Tokonu, who was on that panel with Edini Yabua, who was very vocal on that panel, wrote her own piece of the submission on that decision they made. She will also find herself in hot soup. It triggers the rippling effect, it will enter EC, it will enter the Jubilee House, and it will enter the Supreme Court. Jane Mensa saying it is not almost heading these three institutions and they say don't do it, because when you do it, you get what I mean. Let's not joke about this. Jane Mensa did not know the job from day one. Jane Mensa has never been somebody who is smart enough to oversee the activities of the EC or run an election. Since Jane Mensa came into office, on to me running election, Papa Biabe Sinde. So they know. And we need to keep pushing. And we need to overhaul these institutions. We need to overhaul the judiciary. We need to overhaul the EC. And we need to overhaul the executive. That is the Jubilee House. That is why we all have to put our voice together to make sure the right thing is done. And the right thing is simple. The EC needs to open its doors for all of us, for all the stakeholders to come in to audit the register before we go to the elections. Jáil Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Akufo Addo only president over 24 hours. I'm telling you. Jáil Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Madam Tokonu, the Chief Justice, will resign. Jáil Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Bossman, Jáil Mensa will go to jail. They are protecting their criminality. But we are the people with the power. We have to let them understand. We have to push them to do what we want. So the demonstration should not end today. It should not end today. The conversation should go on. The pressure should be mounted. I have heard the NDC want to bring Parliament back, to re-summon Parliament to open an issue on this EC thing. It's a good one. The NDC and Ghanaians should go to the constituencies, the districts, to make sure another demonstration is put together. The pressure needs to be more. The pressure is for us to all get to the bottom of the problem. Nobody hates anyone. We all want the right thing to be done. We Ghanaians who are in support of this demonstration, we want to basically make sure our democracy is intact. We are trying to fortify our democracy. That is why we are in support of anything that will bring transparency, accountability, anything that will make the people have clear conscience before they go into an election. And we all have to exert that pressure. The conversation should not end today. The conversation should go on from tomorrow. The pressure should be on. Jáil Mensa needs to bow to the people and work for us, because we told her to go there when she was the head of IEA. Jáil Mensa, when she was the head of IEA, this is what Jáil Mensa said. She said IEA calls for voters register with acceptable margin of error. She was in charge of IEA. She said, Charlotte said our office on making sure say voter register and auditing. This woman today, she's the EC boss. And they were using Musa Brecheba at work can Asɛm. Akufo Addo Jimmy Abreche atam a yes soldier for the Obawechi. Obawe and now rough to say gatum and Akufo Addo atam a yes soldier for, and the soldier for kuta handbag say moi, because Akufo Addo has lowered our security forces. Jáil Mensa now is like a tyrant walking in the city. Jáil Mensa is like somebody who has committed murder. She works with about 7 military men. This foolish lady, when she was leading the IEA, or catch the Ghana for a catch the Charlotte say they should audit the register. What has changed today? Now, when you read the recommendations, when she was the head of IEA, they gave about 5 recommendations. No more catch Charlotte say, only Jáil Mensa catch Charlotte say, this is what you have to do. The register that is there, no, you have to make sure you audit it. Jáil Mensa no assembly when she was the head of IEA. And you'll be idea, Jáil Mensa ni kunu say IEA. That Institute of Economic Affairs was a DND no. Jáil Mensa ni kunu ne bie yo. Enye any institution bia eye super mighty be a free baby ba yo. Jáil Mensa ni kunu ne te sa institution no, and omun set your powers organa for so it is not any intellectual, intelligent anything no. It was put together for political reasons. Now, who read this story now? Jáil Mensa recommendation or the Charlotte say, EC boss not say. It was agreed that there are irregularities with the current voter register. All stakeholders must work together, towards a consensus position on addressing these irregularities. The two main schools of thought on how to resolve the problem of illegal entries in the register are not mutually exclusive. This is because purging the register will ultimately result in a new register, while compiling a new register will rely on some existing data from the old register. What is critical is that the final output of the exercise must be a voter register with an acceptable margin of error. Jáil Mensa says, we need to audit the register. We need to clean the register. We need to make sure that register is not full of errors. So why is she today preventing us Ghanaians from auditing the register? Why is she today not open to this idea? If she's credible and she's transparent and not a criminal who was just brought there to fool herself, if she wants her credibility to be intact, not for people to call her that she is a criminal, She's supposed to open herself up and say, even during my era or my tenure, I made Ghanaians, I made stakeholders enter the EC with independent auditors to audit my books. She can't do it because she's a criminal. She protected Akufo Addo. She stole the elections 2020 and 2024. She wants to steal it. This woman is diabolic. When you read some of the recommendations, she was telling Charlotte to say, these are the things from Jane Mensa when she was the head of IEA. The Electoral Commission should demonstrate proactiveness and leadership on this important national issue. It should engage the services of a competent, credible, and external organization to conduct independent investigations into allegations of bloating. Though Article 46 of the National Constitution protects the EC from directions or control, it is nevertheless accountable to the citizens because it is a public organization which draws its funds from the consolidated fund. It must therefore ensure full transparency and accountability in its work. Mensa Kachire Charlotte says, even though EC now even though no a independent body no a very important to say I was say Oma Ghana for omo Ghana for no sebio de omo pese omo ye de dwumadi omo pese wudi na also wudi enti se Ghana for e pese wudi independent auditors ba ye ka kire wo say e wo say wo ye ne saa if you say eno na beboa e ma pepe yo eni say e register e bu beda ho fine Jane Mensa no ka kire Charlotte say e wo say Charlotte say e ma independent organizations or my Ghana for political parties the chance to come and audit the books. It happened. I didn't and the Jane Mensa doesn't want to do that. What damn?
Hot all time.
Jane Mensa thinks the Ghana and Papa Diakwasiaba. Today, Jane Mensa does not want to allow Ghanaians to go in there. When she was speaking, she actually stated the article that shows and that says the EC has the constitutional right to take their own decisions. But Osako also catch the EC and say it is important. So Obama Ghana for and the international bodies come and audit the register because Sikana Yedichia ka. Sikana yede bo isi ho ban no sa sikana if you consolidated fund on a Ghana for sika enti Mensa ka chese lot say Ghana for sika nkwan yede hwe yede hwe eye isi dia and the Ghana for ho kwan say e wo say omo tinamu bi na omo hwe de wo nkrata nim adentina kwase aba we today she does not want to open the register. Because when she opens the register, Madam Tokonu will never be a Chief Justice again. Akufo Addo will never be president, and she herself will lose her job. These three people, their job is on the line. So Mensa Biebukrima, we will make sure the Chief Justice is no more Chief Justice. Now Akufo Addo will be impeached, and Mensa will go to jail. So Mensa is there protecting three institutions and three people. Now you understanding why what is happening is happening. It is not a joke. A well orchestrated. And yet Mensa, oh no, the catcher on Supreme Court and the catcher on Jubilee House, no, you. It is not what you think.
Yo, waiting for winning and some about it. So we just subscribe. For more than say, over subscribe to the channel. It's answer hadia. Latest and hot news in Kwa and I'm a bravo. We are now for one like video, nothing share my offer for us. Will they be here? I will some apostle. I will gather them. Also, with me at share what you fire and some way now. I will comment box. In my next video.
You will hear from me in my next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification. Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. Let me hear from you by dropping your comment.